This is a Recording King Dirty 30s Parlor guitar, and it's designed to be cheap feeling, just like the catalogue guitars of the 1930s. In today's video, I'm going to review it. Full disclosure, I'm not a guitar player, I play the keyboards. I actually do own some other acoustic and electric guitars, so why did I buy this one? Well, I've just moved house to this apartment here, didn't have much space for musical instruments, so I locked them all away in storage and then realised that I wanted some musical instruments, so I bought another guitar. You can never have enough guitars, can you? So I just needed something to tide me over, so didn't want to spend too much money. This was about $120. Firstly, as you might be able to tell, it's a small guitar. It's actually about 3/4 the size of a regular acoustic guitar, like your Dreadnought style. And that makes it very compact, a very ideal candidate for a good travel guitar. And yes, it's true, these really are being marketed as cheap feeling guitars like you might have got in the higher purchase catalogues of yesteryear. The finish, as you might be able to see, is a wonderful greenish grey colour. I deliberately did not want another sunburst guitar, as I have plenty of those already. This one is completely painted in this matte grey, satin grey finish, and it looks absolutely stunning. And the quality of the finish is superb. Having said this, I think this would be a guitar that would benefit from a few dings and knocks. A little bit of relicking, perhaps. It's got this little plastic pickguard with a very sharp edge to it. The strings are D'Addario's, light gauge. There's the bridge. I don't have much to say about that, but it works. Here's a close-up of the, what's this called? Headstock. And here you can see the closed back vintage style tuning pegs, 6 of them. The Recording King logo is pretty nice, I think. It's got one little thing you can clip a guitar strap to, but there's nothing over on the other side, so you'll have to hang it around the headstock. The neck itself feels very comfortable and is easy to play. And the fingerboard is kind of flattish with maybe a bit of a rounded radius. Got these really nice inlays that you wouldn't expect at this price. Everything so far is fine and dandy, but we do have one major issue. What? I did one. And yes, I do know how to play the major scale on one guitar string. Bugger off! The issue here is that these two notes, or these two fret positions, play the same note. It's the same for the other strings as well, maybe not quite as bad. Now, most of you are screaming at me now that I need to do a truss rod adjustment. This guy is a real noob. I think I'm going to write an angry comment. But let me tell you, that's not going to help, because the area that needs to be adjusted here is down here, where the neck meets the body, and no matter of truss rod adjustment is going to help that. What we need to do here is adjust the height of the frets. I think we have 1 fret or 2 that are slightly too high. I did research the topic, I've forgotten the details now, but basically I think we need to do a fret leveling job and then re-crown the frets. So you'll need to leave it into a technician for a $100 repair probably, or buy the tools from Amazon for $50 and have a crack at doing it yourself. And since this guitar is so cheap, that might be a fun project to do. And after all, who the hell plays up here on the neck anyway? No, not me. So I really can't think of much else to say. I've dragged this video out as long as I possibly can, but now you probably want to hear me play. Remember, I am a piano player, but I'll play for you my entire guitar repertoire. This shouldn't take too long. Can't remember which knee to put it on. Let's try that one. for years, for good reason. Why did he upload this rubbish? Well, how do we wrap this up then? There were some major issues with the fretwork, but if you're a beginner, you're not going to be playing up here anyway, so it maybe doesn't matter. What else is there to say about this? I think this would make a perfect guitar for children because it's much smaller neck and everything. The body is more comfortable to play. It'll be easier for children, people with small hands, or smaller people. For a travel guitar, this is absolutely superb, I think. Something you can just chuck in the car or chuck around your neck and cycle to the beach or take it to a party or whatever people do when they travel around with acoustic guitars. It's got some smudges. Yeah, I think this paintwork will look superb once it started to get a little bit of wear on some of the patches. So keep in mind you might need to do a little bit of setup. I think the action is a bit low, so you might need to adjust the bridge here or the nut or some of the frets. Also forgot to mention it, but the tuners feel just fine. They're really small actually, the tuning pegs themselves. The machine heads are really small and quite stiff to turn, but they work perfectly. You could go and buy a baby Taylor or a little Martin, I think they're called, travel guitars for about $500, $600 or $700. Just go and buy one of these, $120, and you don't really have to take too much care of it. You don't have to worry too much about damaging your investment. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you found it somewhat interesting, informative. I did my best. Guys, we're not going to get very far with this shit today. I'll see you next time. Cheerio. I'm stuck.